righty. My goodness. Thank you. Thank you for hanging out with me. The draft is over. Say what's up in the chat. However you would interpret that being typed out. I would like to see the best interpretation in the chat. I'm gonna get my lights right real quick. Does that look better? What y'all think? I can't lie. I am fatigued. At this moment, I am fatigued, guys. I feel like I haven't stopped grinding. So, gotta come clean, okay? I gotta come clean on one thing. All right. So, the day 3 started at 2 a.m. for me, okay? Day 3 started at 2 a.m. I'm in Sydney, Australia. If you're new to the channel, I know like we had so many people on the live stream yesterday. I'm in Sydney, Australia. So day 3, rounds 5, 6, 7. It started at 2 a.m. for me, okay? And I watched all of round 4. And then I have to admit, around round 5, it was like 5 a.m. and I faded, okay? Now, what I've been doing for the past 10 minutes is just looking at where these landing spots were. And there's a whole lot of depth pieces. I'll say that. In round 6 and 7, a whole lot of depth pieces. Shout out to the Patriots for just deciding to use pretty much every draft pick on a running back. They're like, let's piss off the Damian Harris and Ramondre Stevenson owners as much as we can. But yeah, anyway, guys, thanks so much for hanging out. Let's see who's in the chat here. I'm gonna catch up with you. Daniel, what's up? Badaki, what's up, brother? You can't stay away even though you're in Fiji. What's up, Cole? B-Max here. Josh A says, will you do a startup mock after the rookie mock? Probably, Josh. Yeah, I've got one ready to go. All right, so there is almost 40 people watching. There's almost 40 people hanging out with me right now. If you don't mind, show your boys some love. I'm solo dolo. Every day after the draft, I've been doing multiple mock drafts with you guys, so show your boy some love. Drop a like.
You like that? You like that?
Just show your boy a little bit of love, you know? Help me out. Let's see if we can get these likes all the way up to 30 here so early on. But Dante says there's so many running back committees this season. Agreed, but also, guys, let's not freak out about running backs that are round 4 onwards. All right, a lot of these running backs that went round 4 onwards, historically, there is not a ton of success with those type of players. But and if you're over on Patreon, just so you know, I will give you an updated list, an updated rankings with my tiers. I'm also creating, as we speak, a Superflex ranking. So essentially, if you're in Superflex, I'm going to tell you exactly who I would draft, quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight ends, all mixed in there. So I'm going to tell you exactly who I would draft as we go, or in those rankings. That's going to be available, obviously, over there on Patreon. What's up? Badaki says, check the doc. Which specific doc are you talking about, brother? What's up, John? What's up, Zach? What's up, Field? Marvin says the quarterback draft value will be very interesting this time. I agree. It will definitely be very interesante. But all right, guys. Thanks so much for joining me. Thanks for hanging out today. I think I've had, if I'm not mistaken, I think I've had around 4 hours of sleep for the past 2 nights. So let's get it. Let's get it. I'm gonna need y'all to be my energy today. Okay. I'm gonna need y'all to be my energy. Okay. So if you want to join today's rookie mock draft, it's actually quite simple. In the description below, you will see the first link says join our Discord. So step 1 is to join the Discord. All right. And step 2 is to go to the Dynasty Dammit tab and find the Dynasty Mock Drafts text channel, okay? And I'm going to send the link there. Join the rookie mock here. with this link. All right, not everyone's going to go in. Please do not harass me if you're not able to get a spot. I understand some people miss out, but I just don't want to feel harassed. So thank you for being kind if you miss out. Hey. Okay, Briar. Thank you for the sub, brother. Thank you for the sub. But here comes the link, y'all. All right, this is going to fill up relatively quickly here. Dante says, if I get in, this is my first rookie draft. Andrew says, just got Hall 101 and Burks at 104. You got Hall at 101, Burks at 104. Now I have to wait for 301. Okay, nice. That's a good haul there, Andrew. Well done. Badaki says, Superflex doc. I updated landing spot so it's easier for you. Okay, love it. I'll check that out. I haven't been able to look at that a ton just yet. Because I've been updating it on the separate mocks, on the separate links. But just catching up with the chat. Clint says, still can't figure out ranking these wide receivers. I feel you, Clint. I said this before, but at the moment I have a tier. My tier 1 is the top 5 guys. It's Treylon, it's Chris Olave, Wilson, London, Williams, and I think they're all 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, you know, like 1E. I really do. I think it's very, very close between all of them. Yes, Briar. People are fast. I know. Alfred says, let's go. Finally got in. Welcome, Alfred. All right, guys. Shout out to everyone who is mocking with me. Again, join our Discord with the first link in our description if you would like to be a part of this. But this is going to be really interesting. Obviously, we now know all of the landing spots. By the way, shout out to my boy Tyler Beatty. I was so worried that Beatty would not get drafted, and then in the 6th round, I think he landed in one of my favorite spots for anyone going that late, and that was Baltimore. So a lot of disappointments with landing spots, but also a lot of excitement for me. So I'm really, really excited to draft here now that we know everyone's landing spots. Don't overdraft players because of landing spots, but also, you know, you have to consider what their value will be in 1 year's time. It's just a reality. Landing spot is important. All right, 2 minutes on the clock. You can take as much time as you like. I will pause the draft at certain points to discuss. This is super flex, okay? So let's see how this mock kind of starts to pan out. No worries. All right, so there we go. Breece Hall is off the board at the 101. The New York Football Jet. I know, Giants. I said the New York Football Jet. Eat me. Yeah, I love the landing spot. I don't think it's a bad landing spot for him at all. I don't think you should be worried about Michael Carter. I also don't think Michael Carter is irrelevant. All right. There are two sides of people right now commenting on YouTube or, you know, on different videos or in Discord. All right. Breece Hall is 100% locked and loaded as a 101 for me. But Michael Carter isn't dead. Someone said, should I trade a 3rd round pick for him? I mean, guys, let's not overreact just yet. Michael Carter will still have value. It just will not be anywhere near the upside that he had previous to Breece being on this team. But don't panic sell Michael Carter, okay? Don't go out today and someone sends you the 301 and say, you know what, screw it. I'm gonna grab Michael Carter. All right, he is not completely dead, and he's also a fantastic backup, someone who can handle workload. So don't freak out. Don't panic sell. Panic selling is the worst time to sell. Okay. Then we see Garrett Wilson at the 1-2. I think he probably has the safest floor, but I don't think he has the highest upside. Then Drake London at the 1-3. I think we'll see Drake London in the top 4 a lot. That doesn't surprise me at all, seeing Drake London at the 1.3. You know, he's walking into a situation with instant opportunity, you know? Drake London's probably going to see 130 targets as a rookie, maybe 130 plus targets as a rookie. There's really no competition for targets in that wide receiver room. Then we see Jameson Williams at the 1.4. I love me some Jameson Williams. You know, again, I feel like Jameson Williams is another wide receiver in that tier 1 for me, where I'm not upset if you take him at the 1-2. I'm not upset if you take him all the way at, you know, as late as the 1-6. I think there's a lot of, you know, there's a lot of guys that you could take here. So now I'm on the board. I will be honest. I am kind of surprised that Kenneth Walker fell this far, because I really do like Kenneth Walker's landing spot. I do. And I think in Seattle, he's going to have a great opportunity. There is no long-term threat. Rashad Penny's 5th-year option was not picked up. This Seattle Seahawks team, the identity is based around the run game. So he falls into a system that historically has been really, really good for the running back. And I don't think there's a reason to hesitate drafting Kenneth Walker. This team's probably going to run the ball 35 to 40 times a game. Christian Watson, I would not be taking Christian Watson at this point. I understand he's in Green Bay, and a lot of you guys might disagree, but I'm just going to give you my thoughts. I'm not so certain this isn't an MVS 2.0. Now, I think from the 1.8 to the 111, that feels more comfy for me. But with guys like Chris Olave and Kenny Pickett still being on the board here, I don't think that I can pass up that value. Even, you know, for me, I'm even going Sky Moore, just because Aaron Rodgers is almost 40 years old, so it is something that we need to consider. I loved the Treylon Burks pick there at the 1.5. I think at this point, and this could change in a week, you know, I need to digest everything, but at this point, I do think I am taking Treylon Burks as the first wide receiver off the board because of how good the landing spot is. But all right, I'm going to go Chris Olave here. I don't think Kenny Pickett or Sky Moore would have been the wrong answer there. Kenny Pickett, you know, with the first round draft capital, with the weapons that are around him in a super flex league, let's definitely not undervalue him. However, I love Olave's landing spot, man. I feel like he is another one of those players who's going to step into instant target share. Michael Thomas is there, yes, but Michael Thomas is not enough to take away from opportunities for Olave. They help each other. They're absolutely helping each other within this offense. So I love Olave. Then, man, could you imagine if you're in a Superflex league and you can get the first quarterback at the 1.9? I mean, before the draft, Malik Willis was going at the 1.2. Kenny was going here, and then we'd see Corral. There goes Sky Moore at the 110. If I got the 110, I'm feeling like an absolute champion right there. Hey, guys, 67 people are watching right now. Show your boys some love and drop a like for me.
You like that? You like that?
I was saying earlier that I have been doing live streams after the NFL draft every single day, multiple live streams. And I'm in Sydney, Australia. I woke up. I actually didn't go to bed last night because day 3 started at 2 a.m. for me. So I've been grinding my ass off. Thanks for hanging out with me. Drop a like. Show your boys some love. I would appreciate that. And subscribe if you like the Dynasty content. All right, so George Pickens is now at the 111. I am absolutely obsessed with George Pickens. I am still not convinced that he's not. I'll say this. I still think he is a top 3 talent in this draft. However, he is not really set up for instant target share. There's a lot of competition there, right? Between Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool, Pat Freiermuth. Then they went and drafted, what, Kyle Austin? Probably to do the Ray McLeod role. But still, I'm not so worried about Calvin Austin, but still, even with Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool, Pat Najee, there's a lot of targets that are being competed for with a lot of different players. So I love getting Pickens at the late end of the draft, but he absolutely has competition. And he might be one of those guys where it takes, he might be a slow burn. It might take some time for George Pickens really to come out of his shell in the NFL because of, there might be potentially lack of targets, you know? Think about it. Guys like Treylon Burks, who is he competing with target share for? No one. He's probably going to have a ton of opportunities. Same with London, Olave, Wilson as well. But Pickens, it might take a little while for George Pickens really to come out of his shell there. Just catching up with the chat. Badaki says, I'm surprised that Pickett isn't going higher. Yeah, I think we saw Pickett around 1.4 to 1.6 yesterday. And I don't think that that would be surprising either. I just think these people, I mean, they just love seeing the talents on the board. All right, so Malik Willis at the 2-1 in a super flex league. Some people are going to disagree with me, but I don't have a problem taking a shot on Malik Willis. I really don't in the second round. Or to be honest, like any of these quarterbacks outside of Sam Howell, I think I'm okay to take a shot on them in the second round. Now, would I prefer to probably trade back? Yes, because at the 2.1, we still have really good value in Alec Pierce. And by the way, Jahan Dotson, I know he landed in Washington. I know we don't like Carson Wentz, but he was the 16th overall pick. And historically, players that were drafted in the first round get a lot of leeway and a lot of opportunities. So I would argue that Jahan Dotson probably should be locked and loaded as a first round pick. Now, is that the 112? Probably. Let me just pause for a second because so many picks are happening. I would argue that Jahan Dotson probably should be locked and loaded as a first round pick because he was drafted in the first round, okay? Think about it. I mean, some of the guys that we're now drafting were drafted in the fourth rounds, the third rounds. So draft capital is important. You know, if Dameon Pierce is your guy, go get Dameon Pierce. But I do think that Jahan Dotson should be drafted before everyone from the 112 onwards because there is a lot of draft capital there. And typically that leads to a lot of opportunities, a lot of leeway. So after that, we see Alec Pierce. Alec Pierce's landing spot. I didn't love his landing spot. I really thought that the Colts would have been better off with Sky Moore because Sky Moore was on the board at that point. I thought he complemented Michael Pittman a lot better. But the way I view Alec Pierce is as an athlete, as a prospect, is the same way I kind of viewed Christian Watson. Now, Christian Watson's a better athlete, of course, but they're kind of these wild cards, guys who don't really have refined route running. They're not the best pass catchers, but man, they're athletic. You know, very exciting. So at the 2-2, I'm not upset about that. I just think I would take Dotson with the first round draft capital. Then we see James Cook, Rachaad White, and Desmond Ridder. I personally believe that Desmond Ridder will probably be the starter for this team around mid-season, okay? Same thing for Matt Corral. I can't say that with Sam Howell, but think about it. The teams who drafted these players, specifically Carolina and Atlanta, they're going to be bad teams again this year, okay? And they will have high draft capital next year. So they would want to know what they have in these rookie quarterbacks. So expect Matt Corral and Desmond Ridder both to start at least 6 games. I would say 6-7 games is pretty safe because they will want to know what they have with these guys going into next year's draft. So I think they absolutely deserve second round draft capital. James Cook, the 2.4 feels much, much better for me here. I've seen a couple mock drafts around the Twitter sphere where he's going as high as a 1.4, and that's just an overreaction, okay? I understand that James Cook was technically second round draft capital, but it was like the second to last pick of the second round. And I'm of the belief that this is just now going to be a committee. You know, think about how the Bills operate their running back room. Every single game, they utilize a different running back, it feels, for a different strategy, right? If it's really cold and they want to grind it out, it was Zach Moss. If they were down, it was Devin Singletary. So you could disagree with me. However, I am not the person who thinks, oh man, they moved up to get their guy and it's James Cook and he's going to get all the workload. I think he's going to be valuable. He's going to be a valuable part of this rotation, but I don't think this means Devin Singletary is dead. I think we're probably going to see, if I had to guess the snap shares right now of the entire season, I'm thinking Devin Singletary 40%, James Cook 40%, Zach Moss 10%. That's how I would right now. I need to take the weekend to really, digest all my thoughts. But at this point, that's how I would view it. Now, it's a really good spot for James Cook, but this doesn't make me think that, they would pass up on a superstar running back in the future. It doesn't make me think that James Cook is going to be a workhorse running back because I don't think he has that in his locker. I don't think he is that kind of talent. But I think he's going to, this is the same reason they wanted J.D. McKissic, to have another dynamic running back that can do something for them when they need. Rachaad White, I really, really loved Rachaad White's landing spot in Tampa Bay. Again, you know, Padaki and I had a video where we talked about players that we were worried about whose value could be negatively impacted by the draft. And on that list, it was Michael Carter, Leonard Fournette, Michael Gallup, and Saquon. So I think we hit on 3 or 4 of those. But yeah, you guys let me know. Comment down below. Do you think James Cook is going to be a true alpha? Do you think he's going to be a workhorse running back? I personally don't see that happening. I don't think when I watched this film, I didn't see the ability for him to handle for full workload. I don't think the body is big enough to handle for a full workload. And to me, I think the Bills are using this as a luxury pick, thinking, man, we could use this guy in some really exciting ways. But I'm just not sure that it will be consistent enough for us to be super hyped on him. Does that make sense? Let me know. Let me know if that makes sense. But over 100 people watching. Guys, you are insanely awesome. If you're watching right now, you're probably obsessed with Dynasty football just like myself. Now, after every single day of the draft, I've been doing multiple live streams. So if you don't mind, show your boys some love and drop a like.
You like that? You like that?
Let's see if we can hit 60 likes at least. Come on, show your boys some love. I appreciate everyone hanging out with me. But comment down below. Let me know. Do you think James Cook is a workhorse running back? All right, I'm going to go ahead and resume the draft here. Desmond Ritter's off the board. I don't hate that pick there. Drusuf says, just turned in. Kenneth Walker at the 107 is absurd. I also would agree that Kenneth Walker probably should have gone higher than this. I'm not going to disagree with you there. All right. And now I feel like there's not really a running back I want to take here. Brian Robinson, I liked, you know, his draft capital is good, but I think there's probably still a tier of wide receivers that I would like to go after. All right. And, you know, just for the sake of taking you through my entire thought process, you know, Spiller's landing spot is interesting. I'm not going to draft him here just because I don't like the draft capital. I don't like the talent. So if you combine those things, then it's kind of putting me off. Hey. Thank you, Remy. Thanks for the sub, brother. Appreciate that. Okay, so Jalen Tolbert, John Mechie are guys that I'm considering here. There's not a quarterback like Sam Howell. I think he should now probably slip into the 3rd round of these drafts. Tyquan Thornton doesn't... I just think Tyquan Thornton is fast. I don't think he does many other things really well in the field. Okay, so I'm going to go John Mechie here. And to be honest, if I can lock in John Mechie at the 2.8 in drafts, I feel really good about that. I think he's stepping into an offense. John Mechie, he really fits this offense well. We always hear GM say we want to build a basketball team of wide receivers. Well, Brandon Cooks, Brevin Jordan, Nico Collins all do something a little bit different to what John Mechie does. So I think he complements this offense really well. I think he's probably going to be one of those wide receivers who gets 4 to 7 targets per game and could develop into a really good flex. Now, will John Mechie ever in his lifetime be a top 12 wide receiver? No, it's not going to happen. But I think here at the 2.8, he presents really good future flex value. So I'll go ahead and take a shot on him here, and assume that he's going to be that for Houston, especially the draft capital that they spent on him. I mean, he went way higher than I expected him to. Hey, okay, Liam. Hit the get. I see you, brother. Thanks for the sub. I appreciate that. Thanks for all the likes, guys. If you have yet to drop a like, show your boys some love.
You like that?
Do you like that? If you like it, drop a drop a like. If you don't, if you're like, this guy's an egghead, then you can actually just comment, this guy's an egghead. It's all good. No hate will be received. Hey guys, it's gonna be hard for me to keep up with the chat, but if you have a comment that you want me to address, there is super chat. I will 100% address that. But let's talk Matt Corral for 1 second. I really like Matt Corral's landing spot, okay? I don't think it's going to take much for him to beat out Sam Darnold. And also, I don't think that this organization really wants to give Sam Darnold a chance. Do you know what I mean? I'm not so certain that Carolina is sitting there and that they're not really angry with Sam Darnold's play. So I understand he played pretty well with CMC, but this organization, they just have a vendetta against Sam Darnold. Rightfully so, maybe not rightfully so, but expect Matt Corral to probably... If I look at Malik, Ritter, and Matt Corral, I would say Corral is probably the most likely to start first of any of those guys. Kenny Pickett, obviously. I mean, Kenny Pickett could start day one, honestly. I would not be surprised by that. There goes Wan'Dale Robinson at the 2-9. I cannot describe how much I don't understand the Wan'Dale Robinson draft pick. I said this before. I'll say it again. It's like the Giants went into the draft and they said, okay, we're on the clock. I want you to show me exactly what we already have. Let's draft that. They drafted Kadarius Toney when they already had Kadarius Toney on their team. And originally I thought, okay, well, they're probably going to trade Kadarius Toney, and that could still happen. But now we're hearing reports that Brian Daboll is actually really excited to utilize both Toney. Thank you for the sub. There go, James. But now we're hearing reports that Daboll is actually really excited, and he's envisioning an offense with Wan'Dale and Kadarius Toney in the same offense, which I'm asking how. I mean, they're the same player, although Wan'Dale is a poor man's Kadarius Toney, in my opinion. And I like Wan'Dale Robinson, but I just don't understand how this makes sense for their offense. I don't know how we're going to see consistency. I mean, George Pickens was on the board at that point. If you wanted to go wide receiver, get a big body guy with true elite upside. I did not understand the Wan'Dale pick. I thought it was a round early. I don't think it makes sense for their offense. And that's just my thoughts. You guys let me know your thoughts. Then David Bell at the 210. A lot of people worried about David Bell, but then the Browns absolutely clutch up and he lands in a really good spot. So I'm not upset about this pick here at the 210. I think that makes a lot of sense. With Cleveland, Deshaun Watson's going to be there. Obviously, there's not really a true secondary target monster to worry about. Obviously, Amari's going to get his. But when we think about it, who are we really worried about taking targets from David Bell? I know we all love Donovan Peoples-Jones. Well, some of you guys are really big fans of his. But are we really worried about DPJ taking targets? I feel like he's more of a touch the ball 4 to 5 times type player per game. So you guys let me know what your thoughts are. And yeah, by the way, almost 120 people watching. I have no idea what in the world is going on. I really appreciate the love, guys. Probably if you're watching this, you're obsessed with Dynasty football and probably just as obsessed as I am. And you want to look at some more rookie mocks. Maybe you guys are going into your rookie mocks here soon. I mean, who is about to do a rookie mock? It is rookie mock season. But hey, over 100 people watching. Could you please do your boy a favor? I have been grinding out content. I have slept 4 hours in the past 3 days. But it's because I love it and I want to help y'all out. So drop your boy a like. Thank you for the sub, Austin. Appreciate you. Hit the get. Let's see if we can get to 100 likes. I have never been on a stream where we have hit 100 likes. And oh my god, if we do, I just realized I'm probably going to have to shave my beard off. Which I just trimmed it, but normally it's longer. Well, if that happens, it happens. Hey, in the poll, you can see there's an option for you to either vote for me to bet $20 on Jahan Dotson as a Rookie of the Year. I am a Washington fan. Or shave my beard if we hit 100 likes. So we will see. But as I was talking, a lot of these picks went off the board. So let's quickly talk about this, okay? Tyler Algier goes to Atlanta. Fantastic landing spot. Now, I don't think I really expected Algier to get much higher draft capital than what he got. Help me out. Was he a 5th round pick? Is that right? Yes, so he was a 5th round pick. Historically, 5th round picks don't really turn into fantasy relevant players, but I think it's a good landing spot. I would still argue and advocate that probably Tolbert was a better pick there. But, you know, there is a clear pathway to opportunity for Algier, and he is a talented running back. Isaiah Spiller falls to the 3rd round. Spiller, another guy, drafted in the 4th round, lands in a really good spot. Appreciate the sub. Thank you, Travis. Appreciate you, brother. Welcome. Spiller, another running back who lands in a really favorable spot. And maybe the question that you're asking is, should I be worried about Austin Eckler? No. Calm down, okay? Austin Eckler is going to be just fine. However, the Chargers are constantly looking for someone to complement him. So could Spiller be the guy that they want to develop into this, you know, shared workload running back? Maybe. You know what's frustrating is I don't really think Spiller's all that talented of a running back, but this landing spot is so good. The offensive line is fantastic, right? Justin Herbert is a stud. It's a high-scoring offense. I don't know, man. At the 3.1, that feels like pretty good value. I'm not a Spiller fan, and to be honest, like I feel like that's good value at the 3.1, you know? Shakira, oh baby, when you talk like that, lands in Buffalo. Such a sexy landing spot. You know we love Shakira, so I love that spot for him. Trey McBride. I think this is good value for McBride here at the 3.3. I think he's gonna be a slow burner. So if you're expecting for a tight end to kind of break out like Pat Freiermuth did, like Kyle Pitts last year, there is not that tight end in this class, in my opinion. And if there is, I couldn't tell you which one it's going to be. They're all very mid, but McBride is probably has the best chance, but he's also buried in target share, right? McBride, it's a great landing spot long-term, but there's Zach Ertz already there. They just traded for Hollywood Brown. D-Hop is there. AJ Green, Rondale Moore. It's really hard for me to see a scenario where Trey McBride is getting anywhere more than 3 or 4 targets a game as a rookie. Now, in the 3rd round, I think it's more than worth taking a shot on him here, right? I mean, especially if you're going tight end, you need a tight end, because I do think he's a complete tight end, and he's going to see a high snap percentage. I just don't know what the target share will look like. And then Tolbert at the 3.4, I think that is an absolute steal. Jalen Tolbert, the question was never talent with Jalen Tolbert, right? The question was always, for me, will he get draft capital where it justifies me taking a shot on the talent, okay? And will he be in a roster where there is a clear path to at least wide receiver 3 opportunity? Landing in Dallas, they just lost Amari Cooper's target share. Now, CeeDee Lamb, he's not impacted by this, but Michael Gallup, absolutely Michael Gallup will be impacted by this. And the thing I keep hearing from people in our Discord or on YouTube comments, because I've talked about this before, is, well, they just gave Michael Gallup this huge contract. Well, the contract is long in years, but it's not huge as far as like a yearly salary. Most guys who got paid this offseason, who were in his talent range, got overpaid. But it's my opinion that Michael Gallup signed a team-friendly deal. So, yes, Gallup will enter as a wide receiver 2, for sure. But mid-season, next year, Tolbert could easily find his way competing with Gallup for that wide receiver 2 spot in a very high-powered offense, connected to a Pro Bowl quarterback. So the Tolbert pick, I love the Tolbert pick. I think it makes a lot of sense here at the 3.4. And I will go ahead and put the clock back on so we can continue here. Wow, I cannot believe there are 94 likes on this stream. I don't think we've ever hit 100 likes on a live stream before. So if you haven't hit the like button yet, I would really appreciate, you could help make history for us on this channel right now. We have literally never hit 100 likes on a live stream before. You could be the reason we make history here. Guys, thanks so much for hanging out. Kyron Williams lands with the Rams. You know, I don't think the draft cap, you guys know I am not anti Kyron Williams. I will say though, there are other players on the board that I feel like deserve a pick over Kyron Williams at this point. There is a lot of running backs I would still draft over him. The draft capital didn't blow me away. And I think I might even take a shot on Sam Howell over Kyron Williams at this point. But I think I want to go Sam Howell late third. Guys, 5th round quarterbacks. I mean, Sam Howell is being drafted as a backup. He's not the reason Washington took a shot is because said we have so many 5th round picks. We need a backup. I think Sam Howell, out of all of the quarterbacks that are off the board, hey, okay, Matt, I appreciate the sub, brother. I think Sam Howell is probably the least likely to see the field this year out of any quarterback off the board at this point. And the more I think about it, I do think I maybe want to wait on Sam Howell until maybe like end of 3rd in the 4th round. I feel like when punters are being drafted over you, I mean punters, right? Multiple punters were drafted over Sam Howell. That has to tell us a lot about what the NFL thinks of him.
He wants to jump in. Instead,
hey, Stephen Day, thank you so much for the super chat, brother. I appreciate that. He says smash that like button. Okay, we've made history here. Let me make my pick real quick, and I'm gonna say a huge thank you to you guys because we definitely have just made history on the stream. And to be clear, I am still getting my bearings together as far as where I think certain players should go. But I think I'm going to go ahead and at this point, I think the draft capital is enough to at least intrigue me at the 3.8. I don't think Tyquan Thornton is anything special. I think they have wide receivers on their team that have speed and aren't skilled in other areas already. But he was drafted so high. So I'll take a shot on him here at the 3.8. But just catching up with that super chat, Stephen Day, thank you so much, bro. That's huge. I appreciate the $5 donation. That means a lot. And we made history on this stream, guys. We're at 107 likes. We've never, ever done that. We have never, ever hit that many likes. So thank you so much. That's so kind of you guys. Obviously, everyone who's with me right now, you're probably obsessed with Dynasty football, with fantasy football, just as much as I am, just as much as the rest of the community is. So I really appreciate you guys helping us make history here at Fantasyland with the draft. And honestly, I keep saying this every day, but I've realized this year, and it's like it should have been obvious, but I realized this year that the NFL draft is my favorite day of the year. Like, Christmas is okay, but what is the one day where I'm doing exactly what I want to do? And that's the NFL draft. That's those 3 days, because I can sit down by myself. I've already evaluated hundreds of players. Well, 100, right? Just under 100. And now I can see where they land. And you guys obviously are just as passionate as me. You love this weekend as much as I do. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate everyone who has subscribed, who has liked the video. Man, you guys are awesome. And I'm sorry if I can't keep up with the chat today. I'm gonna do my best. There is super chat. However, I also wanted to let you guys know, if you are at all interested in joining a Dynasty League or you want to support this channel, I have just pasted the link to our Patreon, patreon.com/fantasylandfam. So this is where you can sign up if you would like to play in a Dynasty League with us. If you want access to our rookie rankings, our Superflex draft rankings, our regular Dynasty offseason redraft rankings, if you want access to a weekly exclusive Patreon only live stream where we do mock drafts with our live stream one or with our Patreon community once per week. If you want access to something that we call the Fantasy Hotline, which is where you can have a one-on-one direct line to us where you can ask us questions and we can give you feedback on trades, on advice, those kind of things, then feel free to go ahead and click on that Patreon link and check it out. You know, there's a lot of different tiers there. If you want to just get advice, if you want to play in a league, of course, you are supporting our channel by doing this. Feel free to drop any questions as well if you have those questions. Briar, what's up, Briar? Thank you so much for the super chat, Briar. He says,
wants to jump in.
Does Patreon Gold get a team breakdown? Absolutely, Briar. So when you sign up to the Patreon, to be honest, if you do the $5 tier and above, then you actually get a direct line to myself and my partner, Badaki. And you can pretty much send us your team and we can send you a breakdown of all of our thoughts. So you literally get a direct line to us where you can use us as a sounding board for all of your Dynasty football needs, really. So yeah, pretty much most people who have signed up to our Patreon, we set up a direct line with them, of course, and then they send us their teams and we send them advice and stuff like that. So it's a good time. But again, really appreciate the super chats. Really appreciate the love today. We made some history. Okay, I'm going to pause it because so much just happened and I really appreciate the love. But let's talk about these picks. You're probably like, hey, Egghead, shut up and talk about the picks. So I'm going to do that for you now. All right, so Justin Ross. Guys, I was looking for Justin Ross's name. Did he get drafted? Let me know. Can someone comment down below real quick and let me know if he got drafted? Because I was looking for his name everywhere. People must be worried about the injury. But let me know if I'm missing it. All right. Jelani Woods at the 310. Athletic Freak lands in Indianapolis. This is a team that historically has produced great tight ends. There's a lot of young tight ends on that roster. Take a shot, though. Bo Melton. Hey, if you believe in Bo Melton, I'm okay with this, but I think there was probably a better option on the board at that time. There's better running backs available. There's better wide receivers available. Bo Melton is going to have an opportunity, but there's a lot of young wide receivers there. And he was drafted, I think, in the 7th round. Am I mistaken by saying that? Then Tyrion Davis-Price. I love me some Tyrion Davis-Price. Love the draft capital. Hate it for Elijah Mitchell. I think he'll have a chance to have a role, but at the 312, it's a good shot. Hassan Haskins lands in Tennessee. You know, I'm not really convinced on Haskins as a prospect, as an athlete. I know he had a really good year. You can take a shot in the 4th round on whoever you believe in, all right? If you believe in a player and you like their landing spot, because I think it's a decent landing spot, you know, you can take a shot on one of those players. Romeo Doubs, I think, probably should be going a little bit higher because it's a fantastic landing spot, and I think he offers something that Watson doesn't offer. Ty Chandler off the board. You know, again, let's keep in mind, by the way, I just want to maybe help some people out there who are currently spiraling because of all the running backs that went. If you own literally any single running back in Dynasty, it feels like a team drafted a running back to compete with that running back, right? If you own, let's have a look. I mean, let's literally go through it right now. And let's see who are the running backs already in Dynasty that probably had someone drafted. Let's see. Travis Etienne. I mean, they drafted Snoop. Antonio Gibson. They drafted Brian Robinson. J.K. Dobbins. They drafted Beatty. Eckler. They drafted Spiller. Josh Jacobs. They drafted Zamir White. Nick Chubb. They drafted Jerome Ford. Elijah Mitchell. They drafted Tyrion Davis-Price. Right? But let's all take a breath together, okay? My mom teaches yoga, so let's do this together. And tell yourself, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay, all right? Now, a lot of these running backs are going to serve as depth pieces. They were going in the same rounds where punters were being selected, all right? So don't freak out just yet. I will say expect a lot of videos coming up in the next couple weeks around these rookies, around the running backs that they affect, or, you know, the players that you might already have on your team that might be impacted. So we're going to break it down for you. There's so much content to talk about over the next couple weeks, but do not freak out. Do not panic, okay? It's going to be okay. Now, here's what I would say straight off the bat, though. There are a couple running backs that their value is very well squashed, okay? Rashad Penny, if you own Rashad Penny, rest in peace, brother, okay? Rest in peace. because Rashad Penny, he's not coming back from this, guys. If you own Rashad Penny, the line at the end of the tunnel was, okay, well, at least he's going to have 1 year to rule this backfield and show that he deserves a contract. Well, they just spent the second running back in the draft on Kenneth Walker. So Penny's going to have a real hard, he's not going to be able to show that he deserves a second contract. So Rashad Penny, to me, I think if I look at literally any running back this year in this draft, Kenneth Walker impacts Rashad Penny more than anyone else, in my opinion. Now, Michael Carter, his upside is absolutely slashed, okay? I keep saying that I think Michael Carter, his upside is probably being J.D. McKissic on a good day, right? Like J.D. McKissic's good day. His floor is probably being what we saw from Nyheim Hines all of last year, right? Really inconsistent. Some games he's going to give you value. Other games, it's just going to piss you off that you even drafted Michael Carter. However, don't panic sell Michael Carter. I have had a lot of people comment either in Discord or on YouTube videos or whatever it is. Hey, should I sell Michael Carter for a mid-third? No. I mean, I just don't think that we should be panicking on Michael Carter that much yet, okay? And by the way, the worst time for you to sell on a player that may have just got impacted by the draft is straight away. You do not want to be a panic seller. Panic sellers mean that you just look for whatever deal that you possibly could get, and then you hit the accept button without actually thinking about what that could mean for your team. So don't be a panic seller. Michael Carter, yeah, this is not good for him. This is really bad for him. But it doesn't mean it's the end of his career, okay? Whereas Rashad Penny already had an injury, 26 going into be 27, no fifth-year option picked up. Rashad Penny, rest in peace, brother. You know what I mean? So that's how I view that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and turn the draft on. Sorry for that. I'm trying to keep up with the chat. You guys are unreal. We've literally never had this amount of people on a stream before. So I really appreciate you guys showing some love today, hanging out. If you like Dynasty content, subscribe. I mean, you're at the right place. The algorithm did its job. And if you have yet to drop a like, show your boy some love. I'm out here grinding every day after the draft, doing multiple live streams.
You like that?
Do you?
You like that?
Do you like that? If you do, drop a like for your boy. Tyler Beatty, Snoop Connor. I just want Snoop Connor to be a badass. Do you know what I mean? Such a cool name. I loved this landing spot for Tyler Beatty. And I also love that if I own J.K. Dobbins, I don't feel threatened. Do you know what I mean? I mean, Beatty was selected, I think, in the 6th round, if I'm not mistaken. You guys know this. I always say it. Tyler Beatty was very impressive. And, as a rookie, in his last year at Mizzou. Keep in mind, playing against SEC defenses, so the best defenses that college football has to offer. Tyler Beatty, 5 times he ran for over 200 yards in a single game this year. The last running back to do that in college football was Jonathan Taylor. Now, Tyler Beatty is nowhere near Jonathan Taylor, and he will never reach those heights, but he could be at least a role player in the NFL. And I was concerned that he wasn't going to get drafted. I love the landing spot. I love this for Tyler Beatty. I think it's beautiful. Oh, mwah. Beautiful. I love it. There goes Calvin Austin off the board. Didn't really love his landing spot. I have a feeling Calvin Austin is going to be used as a punt returner. And the guy who touches the ball on offense maybe 1 or 2 times a game. But the speed is there, so take a shot. Dolchich went to Denver. And now I need to make a pick. Okay, what do I want to do here? Let me look at the wide receivers. I'll be honest. This is actually Badaki's guy here. He was drafted way too early. So I need to consider him because of how high the draft capital was. But there is Justin Ross. He absolutely needs to be, or sorry, Velus Jones. He absolutely needs to be in contention here. How about Kyle Phillips? You guys know I love me some Kyle Phillips. He landed in Tennessee. I think that was a really, really good landing spot for him. And he could be a surprise this year. Is there a running back I really want here? Is Pierre Strong off the board? Pierre Strong I could consider. I'm going to have to panic pick here. I'm going to go Kyle Phillips. I went all wide receivers. Classic me. Another player that I wanted to highlight, actually. You know what? We'll wait until this is done, and then I'll tell you players that that I think we should maybe be drafting in the 4th round that maybe didn't get drafted. So I'll wait for you guys to finish your drafts, and then we'll talk about that. But I see a lot of people having conversations in the chat. I love that you guys are able to have some conversations with each other. Huge love. Guys, I'm honestly blown away by the support on the stream. Over 120 people watching. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Like I said before, it's obvious that if you're watching, then you're as obsessed with Dynasty as we are here. You're the type like me who would lose sleep every day to watch the draft, who would lose sleep to make content, to do mock drafts. If that's you, you're in the right place. Drop a sub, drop a like for your boy. You found the right community. And after we finish these last 3 picks, I'll tell you players that I think maybe should have been drafted. But man, what a draft. There goes Carson Strong. I did not catch if he was drafted. He obviously was, if we're drafting him here. But again, it was 4 a.m. in round 6, and your boy was struggling because round 5 started at 2 a.m. for me here in Sydney, Australia, mate. Yes, I'm American born, American raised, but I married an Australian girl. That'll do it to you. Was Carson Strong drafted, guys? Was Carson Strong undrafted? Wow. But he went to the Eagles. Okay. Well, let's be honest, guys. You don't draft Carson Strong then. I mean, if he's undrafted, the pure percentage chance that he ever turns into a fantasy relevant player is like less than 3%. So we don't need to draft Carson Strong anymore. I'll plant my flag on that. Like maybe Bailey Zappi is the better player to draft there, because at least he got drafted in what, like the 5th round or something. Zamir White at the 411. I think Zamir White is... Oh, Zaquandre White. Did Zaquandre get drafted? I thought that was Zamir. Did Zamir not get... Zamir... Okay, he got drafted. Okay. Where did Zaquandre go? Okay. Thank you so much, Breadwinner. This was the player. Hey. Okay, Maddox. Huge love, brother. Okay, Keontae Ingram. I really have trying to be advocating for Keontae Ingram in the pre-draft process. Okay, I think similar to what I said about Kennedy Brooks, I think the body type, the size, I think he absolutely can be a 1st and 2nd down running back in the NFL. And it was really late, but Keontae Ingram lands in a spot where there is really not a lot of competition. All right. James Conner is definitely a winner, but you also have to keep in mind that James Conner, it's not like he was signed to this max deal. He wasn't signed to a Zeke, a Dalvin, a CMC type deal. They could easily move on from James Conner if he doesn't look good. It's not going to kill their salary cap at all. Actually, it'll be very easy for them to move on. So Keontae Ingram was someone I absolutely thought should have been drafted, and I'm glad that he did get drafted. Did Zaquandre White go anywhere? He was undrafted? Okay. RT Sensabon says, thank you for streaming, bro. None of the big dogs are grinding like this. Some of us sharps are drafting this weekend, so it's nice that you do the stream. Hey, man, I appreciate the love, guys. I do appreciate the love. Like I said, if you're here, the algorithm brought you here. And it's probably because you like Dynasty football just as much as our community. So you are welcome. I love that we're finding new people. All right, so let's have a look at who was undrafted, okay, that I think probably deserves draft capital. How about Danny Gray? Did Danny Gray get drafted? I wasn't high on him as a prospect, but when you get third-round draft capital, he absolutely should be drafted in rookie drafts. Danny Gray out of SMU went to San Francisco. I think he definitely should be drafted with the real NFL draft capital that he received. Running backs, let's see. Did Jerome Ford go? How about that? Jerome Ford did not get drafted. Yeah, I understand he lands in Cleveland. There's a lot of running backs there. But we on this channel believe that Jerome Ford is a really well-rounded running back. He's not a freak in any category, but he's a really well-rounded running back. And Kareem Hunt, there's been rumors about him being traded. I don't think that happens, but if it does, there's at least an opportunity. So let's not sleep on Jerome completely. How about... Did Pierre Strong not get drafted? No, he did not. Pierre Strong did not get drafted. I'm probably drafting Pierre Strong over some of these guys still. I understand he landed in New England, but... I mean, would it really surprise any of us if somehow Pierre Strong figured out a role for himself? Let's see. Is there anyone else that I feel like should have been drafted? Not really. Isaiah Pacheco is interesting in Kansas City. He's like a prospect that I enjoyed watching, but that draft capital was so late. It really probably doesn't matter. I know I wasn't able to keep up with the comments, but I know someone, when I mentioned probably go Bailey Zappi over Carson Strong, I did see someone say something about, what about Mac Jones? We're in the 4th round with the 3rd to last pick. If you're going quarterback, I'm not even suggesting that you go quarterback, by the way. I think probably only these 5 should be drafted in rookie drafts. But if you do go quarterback, I'm advocating probably for Bailey Zappi over Carson Strong. One was at least drafted in the 5th round. The other was undrafted. And we have seen many times before New England quarterbacks being traded and having chances. I mean, how many backup quarterbacks under Tom Brady have we seen being traded to teams and getting a chance to be a starter? Over the history, I can think of at least 3 in my head. What about you? Can you think of any more? Think about it. Jimmy G was a backup. He had a chance. Matt Castle was able to go get a chance. This is a organization that develops quarterbacks really, really well. How about Jacoby Brissett, right? So while I'm not advocating that you draft Bailey Zappi, I am advocating to draft him over Carson Strong because he landed in a great spot. And as far as a backup goes, he landed in a great spot. And if anyone has a chance between him and Carson Strong, I would say Bailey probably has a better chance. I mean, let's keep in mind, don't the Eagles still have Gardner Minshew? Am I mistaken in saying that? Is he not still on the Eagles? So that would make Carson Strong their 3rd quarterback at camp. And I think Gardner's probably going to win that backup role anyway. So Maddox says Ritter or Corral. It's a really good question. Desmond Ritter or Matt Corral. I think, man, that's tough. Is it bad to cop out and say I don't think there's a wrong chance? I'll say this, or a wrong option. I think they both have just as much of a shot as each other to be successful in the NFL. I think I'm going to lean Ritter, but Matt Corral is right behind him. Did I rank these yet? I really need to take an entire day and just look at my rankings. Right now, I do have Desmond Ridder ahead of Matt Corral. It's not by much, but that tiny bit. All right, I am going to give you guys an... Okay, so right now, we did hit 100 likes. And I don't know what to do because it's 50% on both of the polls. So I don't know whether to shave my beard or bet $20 on Jahan Dotson Rookie of the Year. But what I want to do, there's 100 people, 100 plus people right now in this stream. So I want to ask you guys, should we do another rookie draft or should we do a dynasty startup draft? Okay, so I'm about to do another mock draft right now. What mock draft should we do next? All right, so either a rookie only, run it back, or a dynasty startup. All right, so you guys vote in the poll right now. I just pasted it in the chat, so you guys go ahead and vote. Jonah says London or Watson at the 103. I would definitely be going London there. I had London as the better talent. He gets the better draft capital. You know, they both have target share opportunities, but I just think that Watson has a lot that he needs to work on still as a wide receiver. So I think London is the safer option there. But go ahead and vote in the chat. Do we do a rookie mock or do we do a dynasty startup? Again, you know, I should probably just do the dynasty startup now that I think about it. Hey, okay, Jared. Hit the get. Again, guys, if you're here, hit the get. Okay, El Dodge, baby. That sounds like the name of like an artist. Like maybe you're probably like an R&B artist. El Dodge. And it sounds weird right now, but I could imagine it on an album cover, you know? Oh, bro, did you hear the latest El Dodge song? Bro, my guy popped off. Just me? Just me? Maybe. Some people are saying startup. Some people are saying rookie mock. All right, you know what? I already told people in the Discord that I would do a dynasty startup, so I actually kind of feel bad not sticking to my word there. So we're going to do a dynasty startup. I'm going to end the stream here soon. But it would be awesome if we could get everyone on this stream to come to the stream that I'm literally about to start, okay? In 5 minutes, I will be starting a dynasty startup draft stream. And I'm pasting the link in the chat. So, again, head to this link for the next stream. No, our Twitch got shut down. Our Twitch got taken down. Apparently it got terminated, so I need to figure that out. All right. Yeah, I'm a little bit, I don't know what to do. Should we do a startup or should we do a dynasty rookie draft? To be honest, I feel as if a lot of you guys, like the day 3 was impacted more for rookie drafts than it was impacted for startup drafts. So what I'm going to do for everyone here is I'm going to do one more rookie draft right now. Okay? I'm going to do one more rookie draft on the same exact stream. And then I will do a startup draft. All right? So, again, if you're watching, I will do a startup draft. We're going to do one more rookie draft. And then I promise you I'm going to do a startup. Okay? So, what we're going to do is I'm going to paste a link. You can tell I'm all over the place today. Probably because I sent people to the new stream. All right, yeah. You know what? I'm sorry, guys. I'm literally all over the place, but I'm also kind of like blown away by how many people have actually been watching the stream and subscribing and liking. So a little bit all over the place. What we're going to do is Logan Lucky says, how about viewer consensus startup like you guys did with the NFL draft a while back? Jay Stump, you're right. I am literally all over the place right now. I'm like, can I commit to literally anything at the moment? Okay, I'm going to commit to it. We're doing a startup draft. We're doing a startup draft, guys. And I'll tell you this. If you guys want to do another rookie draft after that, if I'm feeling all right on my 4 hours of sleep in the past 3 days, I'll do it for you. But what I need y'all to do right now is transition over to the startup draft screen. Okay? There is a startup draft happening here in 5 minutes. 5 minutes, guys. 5 minutes. I'll paste a link in the chat. Again, paste in the link, 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 paste in the link. So go to that stream. I'm about to do a Dynasty startup draft. All right. This is where you need to be, baby. This is where you need to be, right here. And this link is what I'm sending to you guys in the chat, okay? All right. So Rookie Part 2 canceled. I know. 85 people are still watching. What you need to do is click that link. I will shave my beard. I promise, Ross. I'll shave my beard. You need to click that link, y'all. If you're still here, click the link. We still got 88 people here, but looks like 8 people on the other stream. So if you have yet to transfer over, again, this stream is about to end. The stream is about to end. And I'm pasting the link to the stream that you need to now go to, okay? Go to the new stream. Go to the new stream. 86 people still watching. Go to the new stream. Do it. All right. One last time. I am starting a Dynasty startup draft here on the new stream in 5 minutes, okay? So the link is pasted in the chat for you to go to that stream. I will see you guys there in 5 minutes.